Now there is a illustration regarding calculation of growth rate. Let the firm open business on 1st April 2017 with capital of rupees 10 lakh. The expected rate of return, which remain constant over time, is to be taken as 10% per annum. If the retention ratio is 60%, calculate the net income for the year 2017-18 and 2018-19. Calculate the closing capital as on 31st March 2018 and also calculate the growth rate for the year 2018-19. Now here the opening capital that was invested on 1st April 2017 is rupees 10 lakh. Rate of return is taken as 10%. Retention ratio is 60%. Now here the opening capital, that means the net worth that was made on 1st April 2017 is rupees 10 lakh. Now the income for the year 2017-18 is to be calculated by applying formula net worth P minus 2 into R. Here net worth P minus 2, that means the capital that is employed at the beginning of the year 2017-18. That means here the current year is 18-19. So the preceding year is 2017-18 and the capital employed that was made at the beginning of the last year was rupees 10 lakh, which is to be written as net worth T minus 2. Here if net worth T minus 2 is multiplied with R, that means if opening capital employed with multiplied by the rate of return, then we have the income that was generated at the last year, which is written as net income T minus 1. Now here the opening capital for the current year, that means for the year 18-19, is to be written as net worth of the last year plus income retained in the last year. Here net income, net worth at the beginning of the previous year was rupees 10 lakh. Earning generated in the last year was rupees 1 lakh, and out of these earnings 60% is being retained and that is invested in the current year. So the total capital employed at the beginning of the current year comes to 10 lakh. That means the capital that was invested at the beginning of the preceding year plus earning that is retained in the last year. So total capital employed at the beginning of the current year comes to 10,60,000. Now net income of the current year, that means net income for the year 18-19, which is written as net income T. It is to be calculated by applying formula. It is to be calculated by applying formula net worth T minus 2, that means the opening capital employed that was made on 1st April 2017 plus the income retained in the last year, which is 60,000. So this is the capital employed that was made at the beginning of the current year. If it is multiplied with the rate of return, then we have the net income of the current year. Now growth rate is to be calculated by applying formula net income of the current year minus net income of the preceding year divided by net income of the preceding year. Here net income of the current year is rupees 1,06,000. Net income of the last year was rupees 1 lakh. Net income of the last year was rupees 1 lakh. So the growth in income, that means here increase in income is rupees 6,000, and if it is divided by the net income of the last year, then we have the rate of growth, which is 6% per annum, and it is to be calculated alternatively by applying formula G equal to B into R. Here B equal to retention ratio and R equal to rate of return. Here if retention ratio is multiplied with the rate of return, then also we have the rate of growth, because we know that growth rate is nothing but the income that is being generated from the retained earning. So here the retained earning is 60% and rate of return is 10%. So the percentage of growth comes to 6%. Now there are two limitations of the Gordon model. The assumption are generally the limitation. Assumption are may be taken as the limitation. Here the assumption that was made in the Gordon model, there are two assumptions. First assumption was that their growth rate is constant, and second assumption was that cost of equity should be greater than the rate of growth. So where K equal to G or K less than G, that means where cost of equity become equal to the growth rate or cost of equity become less than the growth rate, then the model is not applicable. It is applicable only when cost of equity is greater than G. So this is the limitation of the Gordon model. And another limitation of the Gordon model is that the model assumes that the growth rate remain constant over time, which is actually not possible in the practical life. So these are the two limitations of the Gordon model. Now we have a question relating to the application of the Gordon model. Here the question is that CSC is the electric utility that supply power to home and business in the Calcutta city. It is a monopoly and its profit is regulated by the state of West Bengal. You have the following background information. EPS for the year 2016-17 was rupees 3.13. Dividend payout ratio is 69.97%. Return on equity is 11.63%. Expected cost of equity is 9%. Now you are required to calculate number 1, value per equity share of CSC Limited, and number 2, what is the implied growth rate and implied return on equity if market price per share is rupees 36.5. Now in respect of the first question, DP ratio, that means dividend payout ratio, is given in the question. It is 69.97%. Now we know that the retention ratio is 1 minus dividend payout ratio. So the retention ratio comes to 30.03%. Here the retention ratio is to be written as 1 minus dividend payout ratio, and here the retention ratio comes to 30.03%. Now growth rate is to be calculated by applying formula G equal to B into R. Here B, that means retention ratio, is 30.03%, which is to be written as 0.3003, and the return on equity is given in the question. It is 9%, which is to be return on equity is given in the question. It is 11.63%. So if we multiply retention ratio with return on equity, we have the growth rate. Here the growth rate comes to 3.49% per annum. Now in the question, current dividend, that means D0, is given. Here EPS of the year 2016-17, that means current EPS, is rupees 3.13. If this current EPS, that means EPS at the time 0, is multiplied with DP ratio, then we have the dividend, we have current dividend. Now if 3.13, that means current EPS, is multiplied with dividend payout ratio, we have the current dividend, that means D0. So D0 is to be calculated by applying formula current EPS into DP ratio. Here current EPS is 3.13, DP ratio is 69.90. So D0, that means current dividend, comes to rupees 2.19. Now D1, that means dividend at the end of first year, is to be calculated by formula D0 into 1 plus G, because here the growth rate is constant. So here D1 can be written as D0 into 1 plus G. Here D0 is rupees 2.19, and if it is multiplied with growth rate 1 plus G, then we have D1 equal to rupees 2.266. Now we know that price of the share as per the Gordon model can be calculated by applying formula P1 divided by P0, that means price of the share at the beginning, is equal to D1 divided by KE minus G. Here D1 is rupees 2.266, which is calculated above. KE, cost of equity, is given in the question. It is 9%, so it is to be written as 0.09, and growth rate is calculated in above 3.49%, which is to be written as 0.0349, and we have the price of the share at the beginning, that means current price, which comes to rupees 41.13. This is the answer of the first question. Here in the first question, we have to calculate the value of the equity share of CSC Limited. So here value of the equity share of CSC Limited comes to rupees 41.13. Now in the second question, we have to calculate the implied growth rate and implied return on equity if market price per share is rupees 36.5. Now here implied growth rate means the growth rate implied in the market price of the equity share. It is nothing but solving the value of G where all other parameters are known. Now here we know as per Gordon model, price of equity share can be written as P0 into P0 equal to D1 divided by K minus D. Here price of the equity share is given in the question. It is the current market price rupees 36.59. D0 is rupees 2.19 which is calculated above, and cost of equity is given in the question, that is 9%. Now here we have to calculate the growth rate which is called implied growth rate. Now by putting all these values, here the growth rate comes to 2.84%. So where the market price of the share is rupees 36.59, the implied growth rate is 2.84. Now we know that G equal to B into R. Here therefore R equal to G divided by B. If G equal to B into R, then R can be written as G divided by B. Here R is the implied return on equity. Now here G equal to implied growth rate and B equal to retention ratio. Implied growth rate is 2.84% and retention ratio was 30.03%. Therefore implied return on equity will be 9.45%.